House Minority Whip Steve Scalise joins us now to react. So, Congressman, he's taking a lot of abuse from his own party, especially on the left. He even took a shot last week from the president. Can he withstand this type of pressure in your estimation? You know Joe Manchin.
Yeah, sure. Joe's tough. And first of all, remember, good to be with you, Brian, but remember when Joe Biden promised that he was going to unite and work with everybody. He's out there undermining people on his own side because Joe Manchin says he wants to help President Biden fulfill his promise of working with people. And by the way, in not passing more bad legislation, because, you know, a Democrat-only infrastructure bill that would be much more Green New Deal, things that have nothing to do with roads and bridges would not be good for the country. At least Joe Manchin putting this marker down on that and on H.R. 1, which is a bad piece of legislation, says that it's time that President Biden has to start working with Republicans like he promised.
I mean, the president did hire his wife, and then they are in conversation, but did call him out last weekend. There's more and more pressure for Joe Biden to pressure Joe Manchin. We'll see if that'll work. But the so-called For the People's Act is scary crazy. I mean, they're going to nationalize elections, expand mail-in voting, restore voting rights for convicted felons, encourage statehood for Washington, D.C., allow voters to substitute a photo ID with a sworn written statement, and it's 900 pages. 900 pages to take over elections from the states. It seems to me Joe Manchin's also taking bullets for other Democrats, like maybe John Tester, Angus King, or Senator Sinema.
Yeah, and think about this. You know, you've got a lot of states out there that have their own voter integrity protections in place. West Virginia didn't have issues in their election. You know, go look at Florida. Back in 2000, you had the disaster with Broward County where they're counting ballots that don't even have marks on them. And Florida fixed those laws. If you look at what H.R. 1 does, it overrides all that. Right. It basically takes California's election law and turns it into America's law and gets rid of voter fraud protections, which is something you don't want to do. So, again, what Joe Manchin did, Joe's tough. Right. I mean, they might threaten him. I think it's a mistake for them to threaten him. They ought to listen to what he's saying. What he's saying is, Joe Biden, you ran saying you were going to unify the country and work with everybody. It's time you start doing that.
So, Congressman, here's the thing. One of the worst things that Mitch McConnell said about Barack Obama, I'm going to do everything I can to make him a one-term president. They hung around his neck, and it helped the president at the time. And then he said something similar about Joe Biden. That's the one thing that would get Joe Manchin to go with the left. Do you feel as though people should look at Senator Capito and Mitch McConnell as somebody who's really dealing, let's say, with infrastructure, and show a sincerity there, at the very least, to give Joe Manchin some breathing room?
Yeah, look, I mean, regardless of the elections in 2022 or 2024, we've got to do what's right for the country. The policies right now are destroying the fabric of America. Look at our economy. You've got a lot of problems there. You've got inflation through the roof. Our adversaries, Russia, China, Iran, are all on the move. They're all testing President Biden right now, and frankly, President Biden is failing those tests. Just look at the recent hacks. Look at what China's doing. He's trying to give away the intellectual property of the vaccine to China right now. So I think in the end, what any president is judged on is their performance, and right now the performance has been very dismal. Bad for American jobs. Keystone's gone. President Biden approved the Russian pipeline, Nord Stream, to Germany. So he's killing American jobs, giving jobs to foreign countries. Those aren't good fundamentals.
Right. Let's just see if you guys can negotiate and start getting stuff done. That would back up Joe Manchin. If you blow it up and don't try to do anything, then he's going to have no cover. Thanks, Congressman. Appreciate it.
Always great to be with you, Brian.